Hello and welcome back to P&E in the shop. Yep, we're a little bit further into it. Oh, let's see what we've got. Flywheel's back on the bike. The new gear and bearing is installed. Meets up nicely with the starter gear. Flywheel's in. Timing marks were still good. No, I weren't too sure about this, so I did some research on it. I checked 3 different sites out. 127 foot-pounds of torque for that nut. And believe me, it scared the shit out of me. It seems high, so I went with 80 foot-pounds. Then I went up 10, 90 foot-pounds. Went up 10 more, 100 foot-pounds. Worked my way up to 120. And then set it at 127. And it finally fucking clicked. I thought, shit, it fucking snapped, but nope, it didn't. It was my torque wrench that fucking clicked. And again, I had a pin holding the gears together so it won't move, you know. We were able to torque it down, and now it's just a case of putting everything back together again. I've got to install a bearing for that gear in the cover. I've got to clean off all the gasket material that's left. Give that a good clean, you know. And we got to install the new bearing into the cover, which is right there. I've got it sitting in place at the moment. I've just pushed it partly way in at the moment. It's sitting right there. So other than that, double check. Yep, we still got that spacer on your gear shaft that I told you not to lose. So that's all back together. Yeah. My thread puller's messed up my shaft a little bit, but not enough to hurt it any. I just chased the threads out with a die, you know, so I could get the nut back on it. Just mushroomed the head of it over a little bit, but I just chased the threads out. Nut went on, no problem at all or anything. But yeah. And if you happen to do it and your crank does move, I had to pull the other side off to reposition my crank into the right position. And I found out that the keyway on the crank on this side lines up with the dimples on your gear, on your scissor gear that's at the back here that you put the nut through. So there's like a little dimple on the gear. You line that up with the keyway and your crank's back in the right place. So I didn't need to pull the other side off, but better to be safe than sorry than to put it back together and find out, oh shit. But yeah, we're back together. And just to double check things, where's my wrench? Right there. We can turn it freely. Just a little tight when you get to your compression side of it. But, you know, that's a good sign that everything's in time. Gotta go 180 degrees more, allow me timing mark back up. Like I say, need to go a little bit more. lined up there. You put your cover on, and your teal should be lined up with your cover like I showed you. I think in the first video, your teal will be lined up again. Just kinda sit your cover back in place and check your timing mark on your flywheel and you should be lined up. So, we're good. The worst part's over with. Now it's the easy part of putting it all back together. What I'm going to do, I'm going to clean the surface where my gasket's going to go. Get all that cleaned off, the old gasket removed. You know, clean it all off. Both up there, and the surface of your cover as well. Get all that cleaned. I'm going to clean the inside of the cover while I'm at it. Give that a good clean. And from what I can tell, that little rubber that we had in the package goes as a replacement for, let me see, where is it? The rubber on your gear shift lever on this side here, I think it is. Yeah, for that hole right there. It'll go on the other side of that, as far as I can tell. It's just a new rubber seal for your lever, gear lever, but you know, it is what it is. But like I say, it's just a case of removing all the gasket material, giving it a good clean. Put the new gasket on. I'll put my dowel in place here. Pull it out of the cover. Put it on place here. That way my gasket's going to sit in the right spot when I put it back together. But yeah, that's all there is to it now. It's just putting it all back down. Put some oil in it. And we'll fire it up sometime. But yeah, the worst part of it's over with. Just when you're installing your flywheel back, make sure you got your scissor gear lined up. You'll know when you take it off because it's two gears here. One of them will slip down just a little bit and the teeth won't be aligned. So put your dowel in. I think it's 6mm in that hole. I used a tapered punch. I found out it was better for me. I used a tapered punch. When I put it through that hole, I was able to line my gears up and the flywheel just slid straight in, no problem. Hardest part were finding my torque settings for that nut. But like I say, at 127 foot-pounds it seems a lot, but I checked 3-4 different sites. They've all said the same thing, and then I called my guy at the bike shop. He said the same thing, 127 foot-pounds of torque. So that's what I went with. And yeah. Oh, my headache's getting easier. One step at a time. Oh man, I'm glad it's finally getting to the end of it. Well, like I say, it's just a case of cleaning the gasket material off. Make sure I've got the bearing installed for the cover. Oh, that might be clutch lever, I think. Yeah, I think that's off the clutch. The other side of it. But yeah, we're getting there. Like I say, one step at a time, slowly but surely. It's been a pain in the ass to do, don't get me wrong, but this just goes to show it can be done. You don't need to take it to a bike shop. Like I say, I've just got the gasket material to clean off, put my new gasket in place, put the cover on, button everything back down. I've still got all my bolts sitting in the piece of paper at the moment to the side. But yeah, we're just about there. In fact, I think it's even tighter now than what it were when I pulled that nut off to start with. I didn't take that much to get it off. But, you know, it is what it is. But then again, I just put a wrench on it and tapped it with a hammer and it popped it loose, so I don't know. Yeah, we'll clean all the gasket material off. Pop the new gasket in place. Looks like it's going to come off easy enough. Try and clean around everywhere, make sure I don't drop any gasket material inside the sump or anything like that. I dropped a spring behind the oil pump down here. I dropped a spring below there. Couldn't get it out, so I had to take the oil pump off. Undo them 2 screws, and there were 3 more Allen heads on the oil pump itself. I had to pull the gear off so I could get to them, to pull them off, pulled it out of the way. Found my spring, found the little dowel that fits inside the spring that holds the gear at the very back, that you put on afterwards, that you've seen in video number 3, I think it were. But yeah, Vet P&E's soon to be back on the road again. I just hope this finally finishes up the problem for what starting issue. It should. I know my starter's still good. But hell, all you can do is try it. That's all you can do. Anyway, catch you all soon everybody. Vet P&E. Fixing to put it back together. You'll see in just a few seconds. Bye bye. Well, I forgot to turn the camera on. But, you know, gasket's in place. It's been cleaned off. And it's basically just now putting it all back together. Putting all your bolts in out of your cardboard, the order that you took them off. Putting them in place, putting your gear, the clutch lever back on for your clutch cable. Put your gear lever back on, your footboards, your foot stand, kickstand, your covers. Cover up all these junky wires and all that. That's what a lot of the covers are for. And basically, changing oil filter out on the other side. And filling her up with oil, put the battery back on, put your cover back on up here at the top. But you know, that's basically it. You took it apart. It's just a reverse of putting it all back together now. Anyway, yeah. Well, this will conclude, more or less, the starter clutch replacement. Now I'm on the home stretch. I've just got to put all the bolts in, tighten it all back down, fill her up with oil, change the oil filter, fill her up with oil. Of course, don't forget to put your cover back on up top cylinder. Oh, don't want to forget that. But yeah, you know, we're basically back together now. Anyway, well, I'll probably do I don't know whether to do a video starting it up afterwards or not. Or you'll just catch that next time I'm out riding around on it and I'll start it up on camera. But yeah, we're just about done with it now. Maybe tomorrow I'll be out riding around. Who knows? All depends what the weather's like. Today would be a good day to go riding around, but yeah, you know how that goes. I'm doing the bike instead, so I can go riding around later on. But yeah, it's just a basically reverse of when you took it about in the first video. You know, it's just basically the reverse, putting it all back together. But yeah, we finally fucking got it done. Of course, I'll have to clean up the shop a little bit before I move her. Because they don't. Fucking last thing I want is a fucking puncture. But yeah, of course, got the cardboard from the new gasket that I got. I've just got the cover shoved on place at the moment. I'm fixing to put all the bolts in, tighten it down. Then I'll do the clutch cable. Hopefully I didn't lose that spring. Nope, spring's there in my toolbox, so I'm good on that. Just got to remember how it fucking went together. I'll have to look at the video. Give me a reminder. But yeah, we're just about done now. Anyway, catch you soon everybody. Good luck if you decide to do this yourself. Remember, I'm not a professional. I'm just a hobbyist more than anything. But, you know, it is the way it goes. Got to save some money somehow or another. So, doing it yourself, you'll save a bunch of money. Anyway, catch you all soon, everybody. Vic P&E's finishing up his starter clutch replacement. And this concludes the 4-part series in the starter clutch replacement, I guess. Unless you want me to do a how-to on when I'm painting the bike later on, I don't know. You know, drop me a line in the comments if you want to see a how-to on how I go about doing that. It'd just be a rattle can job more than anything. Yeah, it's not going to be permanent, but hell, how many times you get a bike and you like the bike, but you don't like the colour of it, or you get sick of the colour and then you want a new bike? Why get a new bike? I'm happy with this one. Especially after doing the starter clutch, I'm going to be happy with it again. I'll just get bored with the colour. It needs to be different colour. Like I said, darker blue. If you look closely on the tank, you can see all little pit holes in it and that. I don't know if they'll come out. So it needs a bit of Bondo on it, polishing up, making right. But you know, they're going to get her looking good again. That's my main job anyway, get her looking good. Anyway, catch you all soon, everybody. Enjoy yourselves. Bye bye.